Well, still a YouTuber, guys. And yep, we're talking about XQC. Over the weekend, I tried quitting YouTube and becoming a DoorDash driver until I accidentally delivered a jar of urine instead of a milkshake from Chick-fil-A. So, you know this goblin, right? He's so funny. He's the best streamer ever in the history of all streamers. And he's on Kick, and he's a goblin, a human goblin. He's been in a lot of drama in the last many years. He's in a lot of drama. He's not a terrible guy, but he's also insufferable. Completely insufferable. Types in all caps.
Yeah, and the rabbit hole juicer 7.3659 Foxtrot.
Crazy fellow. He's a troll. That's what he does. He's really good at it.
Oh my god!
What?
Bro, I just got a brilliant flashback. What if you were to travel fast in the speed of light? Okay? Boom! Boom!
Just in case you weren't aware. All right, obviously everyone knows that.
What's that? What's that thing? Is that a dog?
Oh. If we pan the camera out beyond just XQC, React content in general has garnered quite a bit of scrutiny in the past few months. If you've been aware of that as well. You got Sniper Wolf and all of her wisdom.
Gotta use every last brain cell for this one.
You got XQC leaving 10 minutes of just dead footage as he walks away from his desk reacting to some kind of video someone spent hours making. Literally letting other creators babysit his audience while he's gone. He doesn't care. He got a $100 million contract from Kick. Dude does not give a fuck. You've even got Asmongold, potentially the best edition of all the reactors out there, especially in terms of streamers, and probably the most invested person in the Johnny Depp v. Amber Heard situation, to be honest. The ultimate result through all the scrutiny of reaction channels is there's been some accountability taken. Even Sniper Wolf is linking channels now in her description, and people have kind of just taken a bit of a better step in the right direction. Mutahar, my friend, and XQC had a bit of a beef after XQC reacted to this video about JFK's assassination.
His job was to prepare the books for shipping. He did so by filling out forms and transporting cartons of books between the upper floors and the first.
By the way, I don't even think there was a gun used. I don't think he ever even got shot. I think that's just what his head did. Weird. And X just completely left for a solid chunk of the video. It was so weird. It's been 3 months since his last controversy, or at least his last big controversy, and now he's back to it, guys. Back to getting canceled, back to being a piece of shit, and simply not giving a f, which I'm gonna be honest, it's hard not to just have a little respect for that, because I could never do that. I could never just simply not care about being an absolute piece of shit, but some people that do, it's like, all right, that's pretty cool. That's an interesting way to think. And me, a 19-year-old white boy from Virginia, I'm now making a video about it. And quite frankly, at this point, even though I'm a 19-year-old white boy from Virginia, it feels like I'm a parent getting called to pick up my troubled child from fucking school. Walking into the principal's office like, what did he do this time? And my kid's a 6'6" gangly goblin from under a fucking bed. But today, my gangly little son got in trouble for reacting to Israeli airstrike footage live on his stream. By the way, everyone's seen this kind of footage, but it's a bad look when a reaction streamer is just profiting off of actual serious things that are going on in the world. Humans have an endless appetite for distractions, and XQC is I don't even know, dude. He's an administrator of distractions, this guy. And he knows nothing. He's an idiot. His reactions are just, that's crazy. Jesus, what the fuck? And then he does a Wojak face. Like, that's what he is capable of adding to a situation. And when you take that and then you just use it to just urinate all over serious situations like what's going on in the Middle East, it's not exactly great. It's kind of bad. Hey guys, let's get a hype train. Hype train. Hype train. Hype train, guys. Another airstrike. Hype train, guys. And once again, his intelligent commentary is really what kind of makes this, it just makes it weird.
Jesus!
Dude. Come on, man. Don't be a piece of shit. I'm not really one to say profiting off of one specific thing is bad, but at the same time, like, this is like a true pinnacle of, if I ever saw myself become this, I think it's time. I think it's finally time. Jax Films could have a bingo card for this man and his reactions. Genuinely. They're just as bad as Sniper Wolf.
Wow!
I'm kind of with a mom on this one.
It's not, if not worse. He's just a guy. And he's the same exact attitude as her, though. Like, it's the same, they're the same person, really. One's just a guy and is way less beautiful. Legitimately 50 times less beautiful than the other. So, you guys probably understand why the choice of using footage of an airstrike on the Gaza Strip as fodder for reaction content by a really famous and extremely rich streamer. It's fairly insensitive and it's fairly dumb and it doesn't really make a lot of sense. And that's true. He immediately started to receive pushback. Then it was cut from the streams and then re-uploaded to his clip channel, which is just absolutely awesome. There was a lot of tweets and stuff calling him out, and obviously XQC had to make a response because Twitter mad. Twitter is illogical. Twitter is full of a bunch of blue hairs. Northern blue hairs, guys. I hate northern blue hairs, especially when they're from Twitter. You can tell he feels this way because he made a video saying I made Twitter mad, which is hilarious because that's he didn't just make Twitter mad. You're a piece of shit. Though, like, it's not just illogical things make Twitter mad. This is pretty insensitive, brother. And I'm not really one for being sensitive.
So I think in degrees of harm, I'm on the very lower scale of it. Because everybody's milking the fucking shit, and I just watched it.
Couple of big fat W tweets calling the Goblin out. Noodle Vivo, like I said, 5.3 million impressions and 155,000 likes. Pretty cool.
I'm out of bed, okay? I'm out of sleep on the couch, okay? I wake up to this shit, okay? I look at this guy, okay? And this guy,
TTS.
Noodle Vivo. Guys, I'm not gonna, guys, I don't like roasting people based on their name because I don't know it. Because there's so many creators these days, I don't even know their names.
And then you have XQC, who is incapable of seeing fault in his own actions, responds in a way that you would definitely be able to predict. Check this shit out. But wait, before we go into it, how do you think he responded? A, with a genuine, sincere apology, and him outlining his ignorance about the world and the way that things work outside of his own little bubble that he lives in because he's a very rich streamer. B, I'm sorry, lol. C, holding money up to either one of his ears and then saying, huh. If you guess C, then you're a but you're also right. That's right, guys. C. He chose C. He did this. I mean, what? Can you be any more unlikable? He's untouchable at this point. The guy actually is just, he's profiting off of just negativity and just being negative and just being hated. Like, that's what he's becoming. He's becoming male Sniper Wolf. It's crazy. We can do some math really quick, though. In general, on Twitter, the audience is kind of 50-50 split nowadays with, people being on whatever side of the aisle they decide to be on for some reason or another. The original tweet, Noodle's tweet, calling him out had 5.3 million views and 155,000 likes, which is 3% engagement. Pretty solid for a viral tweet. That's seen as favorable. XQC's response had 13.9 million views and 20,000 likes, which is 0.1% engagement. That's like what I get. That's like my level of engagement. Very embarrassing. Very, 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 very embarrassing. A bunch of people took their chance to ratio him, as one does when you're being ignorant on Twitter. My buddy Quite said, your soul remains empty. And then XQC said, your bank account relates. Bruh. That is awesome. Money is the most important thing in the world, and that is just unequivocally true. Demonstrably true. It is literally the lifeblood of every single human's enjoyment, pleasure, action, reason for motivation, inspiration. It is the be-all, end-all of everything. That is also to the beginning of time, too. Not even just now, but like since we were born 2 million years ago, as what we are as modern humans, just, we loved money and shiny stuff. And if you didn't love shiny stuff, ones that did would gather together and use rocks and smash your head. They just kept smashing. They just kept smashing for a while, for a couple 100,000 years. Quite then ratios him again, says keep gambling, and then he says anything else. And then he says, glad to see the divorce lawyers are well paid. That is just so slick. This guy is goober. He's got money. That's it. That's literally it. He's got everything that doesn't matter. Like, in the grand scheme of things, obviously, money is incredibly important. I'm not ignorant. I'm not an idiot. I understand that money is incredibly important. By the way, go buy Sour Boys. We're releasing another new flavor in about a week. 2 weeks, maybe. All of this nonsense on Twitter caused XQC's historic rival to awake, Mutahar, aka Sog. some ordinary gamer. He roused from his deep hibernation to offer a very valid criticism of XQC and his distasteful deeds, but also others who are also hype training the conflict in the Middle East. Not to sound like a defense, because having this reaction is insane. A decade ago, this would be vilified in the creator space, but now it seems silly to single XQC out of talking about the situation when so many others are using this situation for content. That said, flexing like that is just so trashy. What happened to this guy, honestly? Yeah, dude, he fell off, man. He was a fucking Overwatch guy. He was funny. He had some funny moments, the Cheeto moment and stuff, and then now he's just he's a goblin. This is gonna be cringe, but he is Huxwellian. I don't even know. Prophetic, some kind of thing. Unfortunately, this guy's the king of that. And by the way, this response is not even harsh from Muda. This just is perfectly reasonable. I don't understand why anyone who is a fucking entertainment creator, a purveyor of idiocy on the internet, someone on Twitter, if you're not a political pundit, if you're not a geopolitical expert, aside from just stating that it's bad, why the fact that people are making this into content truly is sick, and it makes me ill. And XQC is a fucking goober. And then on top of that, the flexing is just like, come on, dude. You're an idiot. You are very dumb. It's egregious. Then there's an unfortunate self-report from Asmongold. Yeah, it's not just him. To be honest, I did it too. I actually went and watched the video in the thumbnail and nothing about it was problematic. He didn't downplay or make light of it or joke or anything. Feels like this is a hate mob based on an implication rather than fact. I mean, I like Asmongold a lot and I think he's pretty rational and reasonable. I can definitely see this idea, but personally, when I see people like XQC or anyone who is just a troll or just like a provocateur and is a fool, like a literal fool from the ancient times. I don't want to see them pretend like they have any sort of functioning brain or anything to offer or be able to capitalize on anything that's real and not just gaming or reacting to random shit on the internet. That's the standard that I hold myself at, and I'm sure I will falter. And I'm sure Asmongold would consider himself to have faltered many times. And I wonder if his response to this would be different if he saw this happen to XQC before he did it himself. It's hard to tell. I think it's pretty across the board easy to agree that it's bad though, and stupid, and irresponsible. And by the way, XQC did see this tweet while he was live streaming, and he found a way to acknowledge it and say that he doesn't do anything in a perfect way. He's just deflecting. He just loves deflecting. He's a master of deflecting. He's a 300 IQ genius. Everyone's criticism is invalid at all times.
Not to sound like a defense, because having this reaction is insane, huh? A decade ago, this would be vilified in the creator space, but now it seems to silly to single XCL for talking about a situation when so many others are using this situation for content. People are always mad at a bunch of these things, vision that I do, right? And try to make it like, oh, it's him. Okay, for once, I give them exactly what they wanted.
By the way, I spend a lot of time with the internet, and I have a fairly large platform audience, and I see what's been going on. I have family that lives in Lebanon, so it's like it's a thing that I don't really want to discuss publicly. And I don't think anyone needs to hear my thoughts on anything that's serious and real to this level, right? Something it's just a whole nother planet of thing that's just everywhere all the time. And it makes me sick. And when I see people that are glorified just Muppets, I just, I want to make a video about that because it's just fun. We can, throw a couple haymakers and get some energy out, etc. I don't like seeing it. I don't like seeing him do that. I don't like seeing the footage. I wish everything was different, but alas, there's nothing that I can do. And there are far more intelligent, more influential people that you should look to in times like this, not me. I'm an entertainer. I should keep my mouth shut. And I will continue to. I will say at least XQC hasn't really done the whole moral grandstanding thing and planting his flag in one side or another because of just some weird innate requirement for humans to feel moral or special or seen, take pride in others seeing them. There's a lot of big fat celebrity L's that have come out over the last few weeks. Everyone just thinks they need to say something. It's like, obviously, bro, you're saying the same thing everyone already believes. It doesn't make any sense. Even Selena Gomez, our Queen We Stand or whatever made a post and then immediately deactivated her Instagram because she got hated. She got destroyed because there's no way to bring everyone together. And it's just shut the fuck up, celebrity. Just do what's right. Support where you can. grandstanding does fucking nothing. So we showed you the video earlier of him saying he made Twitter mad. That's his response video. And it's 40 minutes of him talking about how he made Twitter mad. What was his response exactly? He starts off by saying that the XQC Clips channel is meant to get traction and not money, which those two things are the same.
I'm not mad at the editor for posting this. I commend him for posting this. I commend him. I genuinely do. I don't know why. Because XQC Clips doesn't make money. It doesn't. Short clips don't make a lot of money. It's not very well monetized. It's not an effort to make money.
Because even if you get 1 billion views that aren't monetized, there's going to be a trickle down into monetizable content. It's just how it works. It's disingenuous to say that you are doing anything for traction or the algorithm or views or exposure and not doing it for money. Those two things are the same exact thing. And it doesn't matter how much money it makes. The point is that you're capitalizing off of a massively horrible situation and reacting to it live. Doesn't even have to do with your Clips channel. It's a fucking hype train, etc., whatever. Yeah, I mean, it's just gonna trickle down. Like, it's just such a classic, I don't know. And I want to say logical fallacy, but I'm just an idiot. It doesn't make any sense. That's what it doesn't make any sense. I'm dying inside right now, by the way. I'm dying inside right now. Also, hopefully he watches this. Maybe he will. Hey, hello, XQC. I'm a huge fan, dude. Huge, massive fan. How's the divorce going? Hopefully well, man. That's stress nobody deserves to have. He mentions how some people think that this is like a nefarious plan, some kind of negative scheme that he has to react to this kind of stuff. He thinks that's insane. I agree with that. I think genuinely it's just, he's just an ignorant guy. He's just that's it. Yeah. He's incredibly ignorant. That's the word I was saying. He's just dumb. Like, that's what it boils down to. He's dumb and he has a lot of power and influence, and his mistakes are just shown to the world every time he makes one.
So to think that there's like a plan, like a nefarious idea, to think that there's like some evil scheme at hand is insane. It's just insane.
And then his method with dealing with the backlash is what makes everything blow up, etc. Then he shifts blame and says that the hate mob tells him he doesn't react enough, and then now they want him to react less.
So I got roasted for reacting not enough. Well, if I open my mouth and I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's a massive thing happened on the screen. This is terrible. Oh my God. If I do this, now I'm reacting too much. So then what you want is me to do what instead?
Classic. Very, very, very epic point, I think, that he's trying to make. I don't know. I really don't know, dude. Oh, he's so just like, he's fun to watch him. It really is. It's fun to watch him. Then he makes a rational point on why he used this as a response to the outrage. There's no winning against someone who's upset. They want to be upset. They're going to be upset. That's perfectly reasonable, you know, and something that does absolutely make sense. But the context of the situation is a little bit different than just classic, you know, oh, classic Twitter blue hair, making a big stink out of nothing.
I've learned over the years, it's what we call a lost battle. You literally cannot argue with people like that. Their only goal is to be upset. And these days, it's the easiest on the internet is to be upset. It's a lost cause.
Why not just say, like, sorry, man, I'm sorry. Sure, this may be the realest shit ever said by any content creator ever, but at the same time, you don't have to be a bad guy always. You don't always have to respond to people in a bad, evil way. You can make a situation better by not posting a picture of you holding money to your head. Fucking idiot. He's obviously trolling, right? He's a troll. Said it. Everybody knows it. He's a troll. Like, this is classic. Then he states he's ignoring the hater, not the topic at hand, which this is a fair response, right? Because he's not really commentating over the footage of war. He's just watching it.
The topic at hand, the war, the politics, or whatever. Okay.
Bro, just ignore.
I ignored all of it. This is not about this. This is about that. This is what people are missing the point.
And you can argue that he shouldn't be watching it, which is what I would argue. And I think that it's fine to, hey man, please don't, like, you're not adding anything positive to this horrible situation. Why are you making money off it? It just seems wrong and weird, and you just are making yourself seem like a bigger piece of shit, and you're just kind of making the world a worse place. And then he just says sorry. That's like probably maybe the best way that it could have ended, but that's not how it is. And yeah, he does react to everything, so it's fair. It's fair. He even reacted to his animation of himself that Meat Canyon made of him mocking his reactions.
Have to even like put together, you know, like what this is crazy, chat. You know, like it's crazy. You know, like it's kind of insane. You know, when they do this.
Chat,
you know? I mean,
what?
am I even looking at, chat? Like this is insane. You know, like it's absolutely.
What is that? My maids?
He even reacted to fucking Dora the Explorer.
Leave without Sparky's favorite snack.
Sparky's favorite snack is red.
It grows from trees.
Apple.
And it's yummy.
Apple.
It's not surprising that he reacted to footage of war during a time of war. It is just insane and dystopian that this is a thing. He claims he went into a topic, the war, in which he had no education, and people were begging him to use his platform to spread a message of some kind. I'm not exactly sure what is to be learned or taken from the clip. I really don't know.
I came to a topic that had no education on it, and people say, you have a responsibility with your platform to know about this or whatever. I was like, okay, let's learn about this. And I was literally doing a segment where I was getting educated on the topic while hopefully educating others as they learn with me.
And you know, seeing an idiot learn things is kind of entertaining. Truly. Does he get away with it? What do you guys think? What do you think? Do you think he gets away with it? Do you think this is fine that he did this? I think if it wasn't XQC and it was just some funny idiot guy who just doesn't really know any better, it's like, okay, yeah, give the man a break. Come on. Like he obviously has no idea. He's not the brightest fellow. Clearly. I mean, look at him. But he's also a massive troll, and he's smart. He's playing it up. He's trolling everyone. So it's like less innocent and more. It's complicated though. Like it really is complicated. And that's the only reason I wanted to make this video, by the way, and why I haven't made more videos on XQC being a goober, is because this one's really complicated, and it's hard to be, you know, it's hard to just say, oh, he's an absolute piece of shit and should be eliminated from the internet and platform and deplatform and wide as kick. Like he's not as bad as Johnny Somali, like objectively. He's just really ignorant. He's just really dumb and ignorant, and he just shows that off all the time and then trolls people and feeds hate with more outrage. He then says that his responses to the tweet that called him out, he wasn't doing to make money or farm impressions because his Twitter, he doesn't get any money. It's just purely so he can say some dumb shit, which that's viable. He shows that he's ineligible for monetization on Twitter, so it's valid. That's cool.
Everybody's making full-length 20-minute video, juice on ads about it. So out of all people to go against, of course, they choose me because I'm the easiest target these days, which is I will die on this hill and make less money from it, okay? My Twitter is purposefully not monetized currently, okay? So that whenever I tweet some dumb shit, I'm not farming impressions for money. It makes $0. It's just not monetized.
Then he shows a tweet from Austinox, which I think is Hassan's editor. Not 100% sure.
So for context, this is, I think, Hassan's editor. Austinox. I don't know if he still edits for.
And I don't know if you guys know who Hassan is. He's another streamer, and he often covers very serious political topics, like on a consistent basis. Like that's what his content is. It's just him giving his thoughts, and he's like a democratic socialist Turkish guy. I don't know. He's got huge hands. I really don't know. I haven't watched a lot of his content. I just know he used to be a total bro.
Bro, he's an oil kid. He's set for life. Okay, this is like fun time one time.
But XQC says that Austinox may have forgotten that Hassan said America deserved 9/11, which he did say that.
Maybe he completely forgot that his beloved streamer reacted to fucking 9/11 and saying, you know, that the people deserved it.
And you know, on a geopolitical scale, with how complex our history has been with the Middle East, it's tough to, you know, nobody ever deserves to have a lot of people. No one ever deserves a loss of life. I will say that there are instances in which you could see something coming as a result of an action. I'm absolutely not saying America deserved 9/11. I'm saying America has consistently let its people down for 100 years and then blamed others and just done the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. America did not deserve 9/11. He then claims that Hassan can do it and then do a big thumbnails with fire and stuff, but he can't. Okay.
At the same time, while editing videos about the exact same topic, such as this, did Israel bomb a hospital in Gaza? Question mark. So this, of course, is ahead of time. Guys, no breaking news policy, guys. No breaking news.
He then says that Hassan covers the same content and there's a, you know, a massive double standard there, which that's true, dude. That's absolutely true. He's also a lot more outspoken. I think people are more comfortable when someone who provides commentary on a subject is covering something. I'm not 100% sure on that. I don't know. That just seems to be why Hassan would not get any pushback, because Hassan doesn't claim for himself to be ignorant in the situation, and XQC does. And then he mentions that Hassan's channels are on clip channels too. I get it, right? I understand, like, if he can, why can't, rules for thee, not for me? But at the same time, that content really doesn't get monetized anyways on YouTube, but you still have the trickle down from engagement and algorithm and traction, etc. So he then says it's not a dig at Hassan, but it's like a expose of the culture that greenlights one thing and cancels the other.
This is not a dig at Hassan itself. This is more a dig at the culture entirely, right? Because they will greenlight one thing and not another, just because of what is currently accepted and what is the current fucking public narrative.
America deserved 9/11, dude. Fuck it, I'm saying it.
I can see where he's coming from, but simultaneously, I definitely feel like there's pretty clear reasons as to why XQC is not the same as Hassan, regardless of whether or not you like either one of them. I don't watch either one of them, and I never have, but I can clearly tell which one I would be more comfortable with covering war footage, to be honest. I don't think it's that confusing, but what do you guys think? He then, for the rest of the video, just shows haters who responded to his tweet. And it's a 40-minute video, by the way. In conclusion, I cannot imagine being a career streamer that has to sit in front of a camera for 8 hours a day and just try to make money. I don't really know. Like, I can barely do what I do right now and have a functioning conscience. And streamers are always consistently trying to make things easier for themselves. Went from gaming to reaction shit. There's the Master Chef meta, straight up just watching TV. And now there's a war going on. Easy content. I don't want to do that personally. Was choosing to watch the footage that XQC watched bad? Probably a bad idea. Yeah, probably a bad idea. Was it horrible? He claims he was trying to educate himself, and is that a valid excuse? Is it horrible? I don't fucking know, dude. What do you guys think? I think he was a piece of shit before, to be honest. I still feel the same about XQC before and after this. Like, it makes sense that he did this to me. I mean, the flexing on people who providing valid criticism. What do you guys think? Comment down below.
Yeah.
I can actually, like, now I can take it with me.